And the cool thing is how you actually control all this is through like the player logic object. So this is the actual like get jump animation name is called here, and then we like this whole dumbass structure that I've got right here. This is gonna change. Instead of this weird clicking through all this crap, we're just gonna have it by name. So all the names that you put in here are names that you're gonna reference inside of your function. So like I have a get jump animation name, and it's just like basically you get all the speeds, and it's like stationary jump, trot jump, or running jump, and that's how we'll do names for stuff, and we'll control it all in blueprints. So if you want to change the animation, you just do it there. And this file, I think I'm just going to auto-generate. And what it'll do is it'll grab all the flipbooks that are inside of the folder and just name them what they're named or some crap like that. Or we'll just have a list over here on the right that you can add stuff to and name yourself. And I'm going to get rid of like the loop, playtime, and reverse and all this. So if it's just one list, I think that might be real easy to deal with because you just add them like right there, and it's not a problem. As long as you're not like click, 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 add, name. Like that's just 5 clicks to add something. It's just atrocious. Anyway, it'll get better. So I'm going to get back to finishing off this jump. And you should probably go to sleep because it's like Tuesday where you are, right? Yeah, it's like 2 in the morning. I mean, that's when I started working. It was 2 in the morning here. Alright, so let's grab this guy, and if the animation playing is not the current animation, then we want to say we're no longer landing. So, alright. Get a branch in here. Alright, see you later, Adam. Have a good one. So if the animation was not, the animation playing is no longer the animation that we thought it was, that we played for land, then definitely like set landing to -1 and do it that way. Otherwise, what we want to do is we want to see if the landing animation is going to be finished this frame, and we already did that sort of logic. So let's go to our jump. I think our jump had that logic, which was like right here, which was get flip a component and all that. So this is in the movement controller component. Alright, so if it's false, we're going to get our flipbook component, get our playback position, and the current delta t is what we want. That's kind of a far pin. That's a pin too far. I'm going to grab a variable for that. I'm going to call it current delta t, which we will make a float. Change variable type, and we're going to say set delta t is going to happen right there. So let's why move the world when you could just move the one thing? Alright, we'll set our delta t. Let's break this link and snag this delta t right in there. Alright, so if we're going to grab the playback position, we're going to add it to the current play rate multiplied by our current delta t and get our length. If we're greater than or equal to on this frame, then we want to set this to false. Look at all that garbage. Alright, so what this means is in like our stationary state, I'll have to think about this for a second. We could call all of our, our subframe, our substate, and say like, and notify them that it's okay, and they can start doing their normal animation stuff. Or we can have these things all passively check. So like we could have started playing anims, and we would do something like, we would set it to false right in here to start with. And we need another branch here. So we would need to get, it's going to be parent, and then we're going to call get landing animation, get landing playing, and we're going to say like not equal to -1. I guess I could actually just say equal. I want to move all this stuff farther down. So it'd basically be like, if this is true, do this. And we're going to need to set this like started playing anim to true. And then bind and all that stuff. And we would need, like inside of our, our post update. We'd want to get the started playing anims. So it'd be like, if we have started playing the anims, We'd also have to check if the animation is locked and if this is true. Alright, so if started playing anims is false, then we want to check these variables. And if this is true, then we want to set it to true and also hook up this event binding stuff. So we'd set this to true and bind this event like that. So we'd have to do that for everything. So let's see what that looks like right now. That's not... What's going on here? Something's really weird. Like, it's not jumping when I hit jump and stuff like that. Alright, let's just remove this stuff real quick and see what this does. Alright, it just feels like maybe the grace period is too short on the wanting to jump. So let's see, jump grace countdown. So maybe we can just set this one to 0. Yeah, it's just the grace period's a little bit too short, is what it feels like, which... Alright, that's fine. So the question is, why is this exit not firing? Alright. Step into. Animation is not locked, so we're gonna play this. Stationary land animation. And then we're gonna play that, get the animation ID by name. And let's see, the return value was 48706. Alright. So let's make sure this trigger is happening. Alright, so it looks like landing playing was not initialized to -1 to start with. Alright, let's see. Alright, so landing playing is 48706. Oh, what is this? Invalid object index. So I'm having to debug this stuff real quick. So if we jump, the on exit is called and then the on enter is called for this guy. Interesting. It looks like there's something broken with fetching the movement controller here has this landing playing integer. But when I'm calling it inside of these children, It's not getting the right value. Like, it's not actually getting this -1. Wait, no. This should have been like that. If animation locked is false. Okay, so yeah. Alright, there we go. Okay, this should do a better job. He's just stuck there. He can't land. Alright, so we go to our stationary state. It's because this isn't hooked up. He's just so angry about everything. Alright. So if we've got all this hooked up, it's pretty ugly and nasty to have to hook up all that stuff though. He already has an attitude. He's just like, why am I in this game? So the question would be, it would be nice to have a call on these states basically that says like, okay, now you can start playing your regular animations. Like play regular anims. Though, why don't we just boot up one of these other states and see how difficult it is to actually just hook it up just right now. So we got stationary was what we just worked on. Let's get walk. Alright, so I mean, it's basically like all we have to do for the walk stuff is change it just a little bit. So that shouldn't actually be a big deal. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and trot, run, dash, and sprint. We'll just go ahead and fix these up. And it's pretty clear that I need to put some of these into a shared state and some other stuff like that. But that's okay, I can just do that later. Or I can do that, you know, next time or something. I'm starting to get hungry, starting to wanting to be done for today, so that's a message to just kind of finish up. Get stuff checked in. That's nice. Before I don't want to do anything. It's one of those things, all of a sudden your body's like, you know what, man? You need to go eat something. And I'm going to be really angry until you do. It's like, alright, fine. Jesus. Yeah, what's interesting here is I find that with this blueprint programming stuff, I'm not doing a whole lot with both hands. It's just a bunch of right hand clicking stuff, and I'm finding that my mouse hand is not as comfortable as I would have expected. I might need to buy a new mouse or something that's, you know, more comfortable than what I have currently if I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff in blueprints. Need an MLG mouse for these MLG blueprints. Alright, so those are all the animations. We are landing and all that. It's just you can't really see the land. Because it's super quick, but it's there. So I think that's a pretty good stopping point. Like what we've got so far today, we did a lot of work, and Whitey is super upset about it. It's like, are you fucking for real? You're gonna quit already? We moved all of Bitey's movement logic and basically took it out of C++ and all that, and we put it in blueprints. And then now we can fall. And we made it a lot easier to work with. So it'll be a lot cooler in the future to mess with and all that. It's a lot more flexible. This sort of stuff, it'll be easier to actually create characters that are unique and have all their fun stuff. And kind of the big data-driven monolithic approach that I was taking beforehand just isn't going to be what we do for characters going forward. We're going to be doing more of this. Create the states, rig everything up, hook up the animations just inline, like just code them out. You know, no problem. So I think I'm done here. So thanks for joining me. Unless somebody has anything else they want me to mess with, I am going to get out of here. And we can just have Bitey walk slowly down the stairs. With that that Dashkin swagger. Alright, cool. So I will see you guys later.